Well, alright everyone, welcome back to Clarkson's Farm Challenge, and if you were in the live stream just yesterday, you will see that it's gone a bit wrong, but we're going to make the most out of it. Unfortunately, whilst I was trying to get some more work done really, started to notice I had a bit of a corruption in my game save, so I did a bit of digging around to see what that was, and the more I dug, the more I found out that it couldn't be saved really, so the whole game save was corrupted. Couldn't get any contracts, couldn't make any money therefore. So we're a little bit of a pickle. So we started again in the live stream yesterday. We've reorganized some of the fields that we own and that we don't own. We've got a good plan of attack. We have some new rules. As a result of one of those rules, I'm driving this JCB telehandler today. And we're trying to proceed as quickly and efficiently as possible. Today, we have got a field of oats to harvest at field number 9. But there's rain on the horizon, so it's early morning. And we're going to get ourselves away and get after it and see just what we can do. Now, the JCB telehandler, you may wonder why on earth are you driving this? And that's a great question. We put a rule in there because Clarkson has a telehandler, which is a JCB. Put a rule in there that by the end of the first month, which was the end of August, we had to have bought ourselves a JCB telehandler, regardless of what else we needed. Now we can only of course still lease one bit of equipment or one harvester set, which is why there's a class Treon over there. That's going to help us jump on with this harvesting work no end. We've got a trailer over there, lovely big dually trailer, and we've got a fertilizer spinner and a Valtra. Because the other rule is that when you are buying a tractor, you have to buy the biggest and most powerful tractor you can afford at that time. So our tractor is, well, our Valtra is a whopping 250 horsepower, 245 or something around there. Yeah, it's good. Now what we're going to do, we're going to go and jump straight on in with our oh, that's way too far. We're going to jump straight on in with a bit of combining really. Get this, we're leasing this Lexington after all, so we want to get rid of this as quickly as we can, and so we'll try and do that. I'm going to park you about there. Yeah, that's looking very good. Very nice machine to drive, that one actually. And as you can see, ooh, look at all these contracts have just come back through again. Fantastic. We're going to take on board that one. And then what we'll be looking to do is trying to really establish a bit of a fleet of equipment that we can actually utilize here. So maybe, you know, there's this many plowing contracts, maybe a big plow or maybe a cultivator at the very least, just so we can get some good ground going. We've got a fertilizer spinning. Now fertilizing contracts, as we know, are always very lucrative. So we shall accept that one. And as the rules state, we can only take on a contract that we actually have the equipment for. We cannot borrow equipment, so that makes it a little more challenging. We picked up a bigger trailer. We picked up this large dually trailer. This is it's a 19,000 liters or 19 ton. But the main reason we did that was because we want to be able to be in a position if we take on any combining contracts at any point in time. We want to make sure we do fewer trips to the grain store, wherever that may be. So that's what we're kind of thinking about there. That's the reasoning behind it there. So we'll see. We're just gonna drop this off here, and of course the lovely Valtra 8750 there with wider we've got the Wittgensteins on there, my favorite trailer or tire, sorry. But yeah, like I say, this tractor was 88 or 90,000 and a 250 horsepower with a 50k box on it. So this is the modded version of the 8750. But yeah, it's a beaut. It's working very well, and we're gonna crack on. It's really nice to have some larger road speeds just so we can really fly through. Now what we will show you as well is just the difference in the land that we have this time around, because like I say, there are a few changes, some of which, you know, we're enforced upon, and some of which we've taken the time, because we realized, and I'll look over here as we do this, we did own all of these grass fields down here, and they weren't the most viable really. If we look at this, we still own 11 and 34, they're not too bad, but all of these small ones we owned there, we just weren't, and 36 as well, they're not the best to get into. So what we've done instead is we own field 10, we own field 9, and then of course the cattle pen there, and we own these two. And then we've got 4, 35 and 31. So we'll get some sheep into here. We don't need to worry about buying a sheep pen, we've already got that there. We could even look at getting some hens and pigs in there as well if we need to, but we've got another grass field here. So my thought process is that field 10 here is likely going to get plowed over. We'll get a cut of silage off it, plow it in, and then we'll be good to go. Field 9 is a big old field. Looking forward to get stuck into that one. What we'll probably do when we come to harvest it, like we did with the wheat, is take one load away to a store, and just we get a bit more revenue coming in, and the rest will just stay in our own stores until we're ready to go. Now I'm just going to get everything hooked up here. We need to get going. We need to make sure that we can take this all down there and get flying along and get going and get a big chunk done before this rain comes. Alright, and we are all unhooked. Nice and ready to go there. I do like this combine actually. I was saying in this live stream, I think this is pretty much one of the only times I've actually driven this. You know, even when the game came out, that didn't get too much time in it, but it's all good. Liking what I'm seeing from it so far. We've got oats to do. As you can see, there's a lot of grassland around here that we need to get going with as well. I am thinking along our right hand side here we will stick up a fence because I don't own that field there, so we'll do the right thing and we'll fence that off. But then we've got some baling to get cracking along with as well, so we'll need to get all of this done. This is tighter than it looked. Nailed it. And then yeah, we'll look to get at least one crop of silage off of here before we think about what we're going to do in terms of ploughing it over. Perhaps there we will plough this over and then drill it in the spring. We do have the UK GEO on here, which will allow me to grow a few more crops there and plant a few more crops during the spring, which is always good. And then we shall see. Now what I'm looking to do, I know the road where you get through here does get a little bit crazy, so I wonder if we could just stick the nose here. Might be the easiest way to go without causing too much of a ruckus. And we'll leave you there. Open up the bin. So as difficult as it was to stomach that we're going to have to start this again, I think it will turn out for the best. We're going to bring in a few different challenges along the way. We have an idea of what that's going to look like for us now there as well. We've redesigned and redeveloped the land that we're going to use because I don't think the land that we had for the first time around was in our best interest. So this should work a lot better. Looking forward to seeing how we get going with that as well. It'll take a little bit of time to get through everything, but that's always good. And then we should see. Like I say, 26 grand at the moment. We'll need to keep adding a few other bits of equipment to our growing fleet, but we also need to do things like buy seed, buy bags. What we might buy next there is actually, well, we need a baler, but what we may well do is actually buy a bale trailer so we can cart seed around, and then we could, once we get rid of the combine there, we could get at least in a baler, and we should be good. But these are all things that we're going to have to think about, especially as we look to see just what contracts we can take on board. Alright, off we go. This is the modded JCB Agripro, so things like the doors are able to open there. Both doors, in fact that one does open as well, there you go. And also on that side, if memory is not mistaken, there's a button here that allows me, there you go, I can open up the bonnet, which I think is pretty neat. Nice to have on board. And we've got a pickup hitch that works. Now the stock in game one of course does have a pickup hitch as well. Ever since patch 1.3 has come around, which is great. Let's see where we're going with that. That's better. Now we only have a bale spike at the moment. We can shift bags around with that. That'll do us for now. We will look again to try and add more bits of equipment to the fleet as and when we can. But yeah, otherwise we're doing okay. So what we'll look to do is just get this all loaded up here. A little bit of an angle, but I'm sure we'll make it work. About there, I'm gonna say. Got plenty of space. Yes, love to see it. Ooh, that's good. I like that though. All right. So let me know if you are still cracking along, how your challenges go, what you're doing. If you do want to start again, I think that makes a lot of sense to you as well. Now it is a challenge though. When you do start, obviously you start with 250 grand for machines, and you do have, by the end of day one, you do have to buy a JCB Agripro. So they'll be quite clever about how that's going to work. All right, we'll just get that on, get away from the header trailer for now without making too much of a mess. Magic. Let the fun and games begin. So like I say, big field of oats this. It does have, or did have quite a weed problem through previous owners. Seemingly got sprayed off in time, which is good. We are going to be baling this straw because we need as much straw as possible, even if we're not using it ourselves. We will definitely sell that. All right, that's up. Now we'll see. We'll go down this far side here. I don't quite think we're going to get all the way around one go. So what we might do is just take 2 headlands off this side, but we'll see how we get on. And we're away, and we are flying. You'd love to see it. Perfect stuff. Nice big header. I went for this just because I knew that even with the new GEO on there, wheat has to be lifted by end of August, and we only have, despite this being 3-day seasons now, the first day is, or the first season is always going to be 1 day until you get those settings changed. So we therefore ran into a bit of a problem. We had to make sure that we were all set up there, and August was just a 1-day season. And I want to make sure we got the wheat done and we're able to get a few other things done rather than be stuck with a smaller combine trying to get through all of that. So that was our reason in there. Field 9 is quite a sizable field. We are going to use GPS that was kindly provided for us by the company that we leased, the dealer that we leased the combine from, which is handy. I'm saying 16% there. No, you know, we'll see how we do. We could do with Caleb here though, just to help us. We don't have a Caleb at the moment though, so that is tricky. There, dust is flying. Plenty of straw. Happy days. Ooh. This is actually the first time I've been in this field, which is nice. I should get a fair return from this. And like I say, I'll probably sell 1 trailer load off, and then the next, everything else will stick into our silos for now. Let's get that moved across a little bit. Get a few out of it, that'll do. Wonderful stuff. GPS lineup all looking good so that we can really crack on. And now what we'll be looking to do is, well, we'll have contract or challenges for every month that we go through, which should be pretty cool to see. I'm looking forward to seeing how we can manage to manipulate that. But that'll be really cool because it will just allow us to be able to, it'll follow the episodes of the series. So it'll be good to see how we can expand that way. And it gives you something else to work towards. Challenge number 1 though is done. Agripro is on the farm. And yeah, we've got a nice sized tractor. Now, if there's ever a point in time, I keep mentioning this, if there is ever a point in time where a Lamborghini of any decent quality comes around, we will trade out the whatever tractor we have at that moment there and pay the difference, because I think it has to be done. So I have to keep that on the back burner as well. I know that there is the modern contest coming up very soon, and people are starting to get ready for that one. So wonder if we'll I wonder if we'll see anything coming along there. But what we'll do, I think we'll just continue on with this. We'll get as much done as we can today before the rain comes, and whatever is left after that, we'll just have to persevere with and try and get wrapped up before the end of the day. For right now, though, we're going to leave it here. So thank you very much for watching the Clarkson Farm Challenge 2.0, I guess you could say. Unfortunately. We will hopefully be back with a bit more as we get going. Live streams coming up next weekend as well, next Sunday and Monday, where we'll probably be on a cross between Clarkson's Farm Challenge and the Daily server as well. So hopefully see you all there. Until next time though, I hope you have enjoyed. I've been Simulation for the Nation as always, and we shall see you all in the next one. Catch you later.